Hello, my name is Trip Connors. Welcome to Trip's Kitchen. We're going to be making peanut brittle today. The first ingredients of peanut brittle is sugar. So what we're going to do is, you measure out 1 cup of white sugar. That's what we'll do right now. Measure out a cup. Okay. Alright, let's see. Put this fellows down. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. That's 1 cup of white sugar. We're going to add this in. Next, historically you use light corn syrup, but we don't have any, so in substitute we're using Aunt Jemima's original maple syrup. What I'm going to do, it calls for ½ a cup, so here's my ½ a cup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Pam this ½ a cup thing, so the maple syrup comes out easier. This is ½ a cup, right? This is ½ a cup? This is ½ a cup, okay, it's ½ a cup. So I'm going to Pam, there's light coating, okay? And mix around. I'm going to add maple syrup. Historically, you would use something like Cairo syrup, but right now we're just going to use maple syrup. It's going to be very thick, but it's going to taste really good. Let it fill up. Okay, now it's almost full. Okay, here we go. Now we're just add it in. See how the pan just lets it slide out? Usually it comes all out. Sometimes it doesn't though. Okay, now the last part of this mixture is I'm going to use 1/4, actually it's just a dash, so it could be 1/4 or 1/8 of salt. So I'm going to take my 1/4 and fill it up about halfway. You don't want too much salt. I'll do it over the sink. That's good, just a dash of salt. Okay. Now I'm going to get a wooden spoon, or a regular spoon. I'm going to mix this. You can come look at this. Come closer, look at this. It's going to be very thick once you mix it. But sugar caramelizes and it melts when you boil it. It's very thick. I'm just going to mix it a little bit more, get all the sugar attached to the maple syrup. Okay. Now I'm going to put this on medium heat. You can come over here. Come on over here. Alright, okay. The stove is just starting. Hold on, I'm doing it. Alright, ready? Okay, there. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm gonna get I'll take this, scoop it out. I need to scoop this extra remnants out. Now what we're gonna do is let this sit for about 5 minutes, or until the internal temperature reaches about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't really want to mix it that much, you just want to let it settle and see what happens with it. So we'll just leave it for a couple minutes and I'll talk about peanut brittle. We're going to back up. So the traditional history of brittle, brittle's a type of food, it's a type of confection. It consists of flat broken pieces of hard sugar candy, and embedded in it is types of nuts. Brittle was historically seen as the first candy ever. It's thought of as the first candy ever. The origins of it are unknown, but it's seen around the world, and different variations are seen of it. Like, I'll give a couple of examples. In Greece, a type of... Let me check on this. Oh, see, it's already... You can come look at this real quick before I begin. It's already starting to melt. See? Okay. So now... I'm going to leave it for a little bit longer. But in Greece, a type of brittle is called pastelli, is the most commonly used in Greece. In the parts of the Middle East, brittle is made of pistachios instead of regular nuts like we're about to use. We're about to use peanuts. In France and India, the most popular types are something called croquant and gachak, respectively. And you can use different variations of this, which you can show me do it. I used maple syrup instead of light corn syrup as a substitute, and it's working out really well so far. This is looking really good. But again, you don't want to start too much. And also, you have to think about safety. You want to turn on the fan. So I'm going to turn on this fan right now. Okay. So right now, 3 minutes have passed. You want to get it to a little bit of a boil, but not too much. You don't want to overcook it. It's really easy to overcook. The nutritional facts, Brittle's actually pretty unhealthy. It's thought of as a candy. So on caloриecount.com, it's given a D+ ranking out of an A to F scale. Oh, yeah. Each piece of candy is gonna have about 140 calories, which is a lot. Depending on the break, of course, but it's pretty unhealthy. Each daily serving size has about 6 grams of fat, 4 of which are saturated fats. And actually, this is a great source of carbohydrates. It has a total of 19 grams of carbohydrates. Let it boil for a little bit. Wait for it to boil. Let's prepare this over here. What we need right now is we need to get there it is. Let me wash this out very quickly. You get 1 cup of peanuts. Today we're using Planters cocktail peanuts. You can use any type of peanuts, literally. You can use sesame seeds, you can use anything. But these are the most available, and these are my favorite peanuts. So you want a full cup, because the more peanuts, it's peanut brittle, so you want to get a full cup. See, it's pretty full cup right now. If we go check on our mixture, it is in fact boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the peanuts and just get a nice layering of peanuts. The texture is going to change immediately. The texture is getting much thicker. The mixture is actually getting cooler because of the peanuts, so we need to kind of keep the heat up. Now we want to cook these peanuts for about 2 to 3 minutes until this whole solution gets a nice tan brownish. So we're going to leave this for 2 to 3 minutes and just let it cook. You want to get everything very layered, very even. Look over these directions one more time. Okay. So we'll wait about another 2 minutes. So as I said before, different variations you can use for this recipe include different types of nuts. You could also use different types of syrup, like you just saw me do. And you can, instead of using butter, you can use margarine. You'll see later I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of butter. You're going to see that. If you could come over here very quickly, you can see it's definitely, the solution's definitely gotten darker. Okay. We want an internal temperature of about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what it seems to be, or it's about to be. You see it's constantly boiling now, which is we want that, because when we add the other stuff, we're going to add butter and vanilla extract and baking soda. The temperature is going to considerably drop. We'll wait another 30 seconds. Now it's pretty thick right now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the stove off, but keep the fan on. You want to keep this fan on. We're gonna wait. It'll cool down a little bit. I'm gonna carry it over here. This is granite, or yeah, so I'm allowed to put it here. It's not gonna burn.